cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing things a little bit different. First off, let's go over the news from yesterday. South by Southwest set up a Game of Thrones panel that featured the showrunners David Benioff and Dan Weiss, along with Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams. The first news is the writing assignments for directors in Season 8. I'll leave a link to the original source, but for the first 2 episodes, there is Dave Hill and Brian Cogman, respectively. And the other 4 episodes, making the count for the last season a total of 6, David and Dan are heading up the final 4 episodes, at least as of now. It has been mentioned before that Game of Thrones was set to take place over a span of 70 hours from the beginning to end, and with 6 episodes in the 8th season, HBO will end the series with a total of 73. By no means is it all set in stone, but it is really starting to look like 6 episodes will be all there is in the final season. When the show does come back July 16th this year, we will have 7 episodes to look forward to in Season 7. I know, it seems like there is just not enough time or space to finish the story with Season 7 and 8, but this is exactly what was aimed for since the beginning. The good news, on the other hand, is David and Dan admitted that HBO is nowhere near closing the books on Game of Thrones related content. In fact, since HBO owns the rights to the Game of Thrones universe, they will later make other spin-off shows most likely, but David and Dan will not be part of it. Obviously, nearly a decade of work on the award-winning series has been enough for one lifetime, and they will gladly watch any of the other spin-offs as fans rather than staff. This is great news because fans that have read the books know that there are plenty of other plotlines to be explored after Game of Thrones is finished. The most popular proposed spin-off series is The Tales of Dunk and Egg, featuring a young Aegon Targaryen V, as well as his best friend, Sir Duncan the Tall, as the story's main characters. The story picks up around 90 years before the events of Game of Thrones begins, and there's tons of information to shuffle through as well. So basically what I'm saying is, don't be too upset that we are nearing the end. HBO has made so much money with Game of Thrones, as well as continually expanding the fan base. There is almost no reason not to follow it up with a spin-off series set in the same universe. Anyway, as for Season 7 updates, it was brought up that Ed Sheeran would be making a cameo in the next season, because Maisie Williams is apparently obsessed with the musician. So if you're also an Ed Sheeran fan, you may enjoy his cameo. Game of Thrones has included a number of musicians in previous seasons, so this news doesn't really come as an incredible surprise. Oh, and one question that was brought up during the panel is if a dragon can be turned into a white. David Benioff responded with the word, maybe. This is a prominent question surrounding the Season 7 plot leaks, which actually do have a lot of evidence pointing towards the leaks being true, but I'll save all of that for a later date. Alright, I'm going to steer away from South by Southwest panel information and move towards some questions that I've been receiving lately. For anyone who hasn't seen the new teaser trailer for Season 7, Game of Thrones released an HD version on their YouTube channel just a few days ago, so feel free to check it out if you haven't, and keep in mind that Game of Thrones sometimes hides plot clues related to popular theories in their teasers, so if you want to take it upon yourself, you can dig into it and try to find hints and suggestions towards specific plot points, like for instance the very end of it shows a blue eye. About half the fans believe this either refers to the eye of an undead dragon or the eye of a giant named Macumber. Let me know down in the comments what you think it refers to. For anyone who wants to read the books, I have found the main series, A Song of Ice and Fire, super cheap on Amazon, and I always link it in the description of every video. If you have been looking for a good deal on them, the 5-book collection can be purchased for about $30 US and only about $10 more for the leather version. If you want to buy them in person, most retailers in the United States price match Amazon, so you can always bypass online shopping if that's your thing. I always get a ton of emails asking about the books and even companion books like The World of Ice and Fire, so I'll put my affiliate links down below. Being an affiliate with Amazon, I make a small profit off of the purchase when you use my link, but it of course doesn't change the price for you at all. So now let me move on to the 3 biggest predictions heading into Season 7. These are just popular ideas and theories that are predicted to unfold or prove themselves true based on the timeline of the show currently. The first one is a no-brainer in my opinion. Rhaegar Targaryen's character will be present in Season 7. Now, we all know Rhaegar, the former heir to the Iron Throne and HBO-confirmed father of Jon Snow, is long dead by this point in the narrative. Rhaegar was killed by a devastating blow to the chest by Robert Baratheon swinging his famous warhammer during the Battle of the Trident. This happened after Rhaegar left a pregnant Lyanna Stark at the Tower of Joy, and the Battle of the Trident became the most decisive battle of Robert's rebellion. The prediction is Rhaegar's character will be featured in a flashback from one of Bran's visions. I think it's fair that arguably the most important unseen character in the whole story will be present at some point in the show. I mean, we've seen Lyanna Stark, we've seen the Mad King, we've seen the younger version of Hodor, Ned, Benjen, and even Rickard Stark in some of Bran's visions. Why wouldn't we see a portrayal of Rhaegar? The next big prediction is the wall falling or melting or some form of it being destroyed in Season 7. The prediction comes from all of the foreshadowing offered by main characters in the story. Bran was marked by the Night King, and the Night King was somehow able to bypass the spells protecting Bloodraven's cave, and because of that, people believe if Bran crosses the wall, then the White Walkers will be able to follow him. This is a popular idea, as well as the Night King melting the wall down with either the fire of one of Dany's dragons or the legendary Horn of Winter that is believed to be able to demolish the 300-mile barrier. Some form of destruction is expected to take place that will render the wall defenseless. And lastly, there is a prediction supported by many fans suggesting that Nymeria will show back up and possibly reunite with Arya Stark. Nymeria is Arya's direwolf, the one that she sent away after Joffrey was bit while traveling to King's Landing. Arya threw some rocks and chased off her wolf so that Nymeria wouldn't be put down by Cersei or King Robert. In the books, Nymeria goes on to lead a giant wolf pack in the Riverlands, so the direwolf's return is one that has been expected for quite some time, and now that Arya's character was last seen in the Riverlands, it may be a perfect time to reintroduce one of only 2 direwolves known to be alive in Westeros. Let me know what you hope happens in Season 7, and with that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching. As always, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.